Happy New Year, happy 2026, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of What's Happening Hawaii, where we give you relevant information, whether you're living in Hawaii, moving, or moving back to Hawaii. I'm Mila Gibson-Bamman. I'm a realtor on Oahu, along with my partner, Koa Cassidy. If there's anything we can do for you, please feel free to get in touch with us through the links in the description box. You can also email us at info@dwellhawaii.com. We love comments, so leave us one. Let us know where you're watching from and why. Today, we're on location at Honolulu's newest condo tower, The Park on Keʻeaumoku. We're gonna check out their new food hall in a little bit, but first, we're gonna check out one of their units. Let's go. Welcome to Unit 3803 in the Rycroft Tower here at the Park on Keʻeaumoku. This project has two towers, Rycroft and Leona. If you're a local, you know those streets, you know this area well, and I'm finding that local people really are attracted to this project because it's kind of nostalgic. Like down below is the Pagoda Hotel. I laugh, but I've stayed there. And Like Drive-In used to be down below. Sora Bowl, Korean restaurant where we would go for karaoke and like late night Korean food after a night of drinking. You know, popular hangout. So yeah, a very familiar area. Don Quixote is not too far away. We love getting our local food there. Lots of good food in the neighborhood. I've got local clients right now that are coming back home from Chicago. They're under contract right now for a 2-bedroom that's priced around $1 million. And they're really excited just to be kind of like in this very central, familiar, you know, hustle and bustle of the city that makes Honolulu what it is. You've got Walmart and Sam's Club across the street. You've got Ala Moana directly down Keʻeaumoku. So very different feel from Ward Village. This view is so awesome. Like it's really a diamond head view, and I can see all the way to Hawaii Kai here. There's not a lot of high rises in the area. Of course, there's kind of like a lot of low rises that are really old, but being up this high, you don't really experience them as you would if you were down walking the streets below. This unit here is listed in the 800s. This is a 1-bedroom with 1 parking. Nice thing about all of the units is that they've got lanais as opposed to what we typically show you in Ward Village. A lot of the units don't have lanais. A lot of those units are built with funky angles. This one is like a true square and really easy to live in. Yep, there's that pagoda. We've got ocean off to the side here. We've got Manoa through there. Guarantee rainbows pretty often. Just a lot of mature, big trees. You do have some green spaces. Whether or not this area will get developed and if there will be a building right in your face, we can never really say with 100% certainty that that's not going to happen, but the likelihood of it happening anytime soon is pretty low. Certainly if there is going to be development in proximity or directly around this area, who better to ask than us? This is unit 3807. It's over 100 square feet more than what we just saw. This one is really cool, and this is what I know about the 2-bedroom that our clients are buying. There's a lot of room in this laundry area, so while you have your water heater and your stackable washer and dryer, you still have a place to put like cleaning supplies, which is always a challenge, in my opinion, when it comes to these 1-bedroom units. This lives really nicely. There's a lot of counter space, a lot of cabinets here, all soft closing, of course. And then you've got this shelving behind Yasu. That's really cool. I don't typically see that in 1-bedroom condo units. Price here is $892. So the one we just saw was right around $800,000, actually like $790 something. And 2 closets, his and hers. That is super cool. I like that there's no mirrors on the sliding doors. I've been hearing that a lot lately. People don't really like those. And again, you've got a very nice sweeping view. Now here's something that's going on with the developer right now. They're incentivizing buyers and they are paying for 2 years of maintenance fees. Speaking of maintenance fees, they're about 81 cents per square foot. We'll hop down to the 14th floor to see some of the amenities. They're pretty incredible. And I have to admit, I wasn't talking much about this project at all. Like, we were focused a lot on Ward Village. I wasn't so sure about this location. I often say the market rewards those who have courage and have vision, and I, for some reason, lost my vision on this project. But now that we've got clients in escrow here, and now that I'm learning about it more, now that it's actually here, I'm a fan. I think that it offers some different options compared to what we normally see. There are also affordable units in this project. This project makes up 1,001 units. I forget the percentage of the reserved units. If you want to talk more about that, we can give you the details on it. You have to qualify, so of course you have to be within a certain income bracket, and you can't own property already. Some of the restrictions fall under the HHFDC, so some of the units you have to occupy for 10 years, others you have to occupy for 30 years, but I've seen some one bedrooms in the $500,000-ish range. Of course, you're not gonna get these views, but you'll be able to enjoy the entire project. There's no limits on using the amenities. And I've got 2 clients right now that are getting involved to help their elderly family members. So one is a daughter potentially helping her mom buy one, and then another is a niece helping her auntie. So you can actually co-sign and not be on title. You can also offer gift funds if you want to help somebody else buy a unit in here. So amenity deck is on the 14th floor. I'm sorry, I started with so, I hate when I do that. Anyway, beautiful landscaping, great infinity pool. People actually use it, which is nice, but it's not super crowded, and people have moved in here. And, oh, fun fact, I did the inspection video here for the project. So if you buy a unit here from the developer, you'll see more of me showing you how to open the door, making sure the cabinets are soft close, how to turn on the appliances. I felt like a flight attendant filming it, but that was a cool opportunity. Lots of barbecue areas. This was developed by a local company called Nan Inc. So I feel like they really kind of understand what local buyers and people who live in Hawaii enjoy. So there's a lot of spaces for cooking. You have a sink also next to the barbecue grills, which is not common. Usually it's just the barbecue grill, and then there's like a community space with sink and kitchen and or refrigerator and things like that. So that's pretty cool. Pretty sure, much like many buildings, there's like an app where you can reserve the barbecue, and then the staff will come down and help you light it up and then clean it up when you're done. No additional charge typically to reserve barbecues. And there's a theater, media room, there's co-working space, and then of course there's a pretty cool gym. This is the hala meeting room, or party room, I guess is what they call it. Funny, here in Hawaii, when we were kids, we would say hala if you did something bad or you were in trouble. That's not the same thing. Hala is a tree, and it's not the word for tree, it's a type of tree. This is cool though, because you can have like baby shower or a Super Bowl party or a UFC party. Again, just a lot of thought about people gathering. Now for a quick 2025 market recap and a little bit of a 2026 market update. Last year, single-family home sales were robust. Condo sales softened quite a bit. I've got my numbers right here. Sales overall on Oahu grew by 0.6%. Single-family home sales grew by 3.5%. Condos, however, declined by about 1.1%. Prices for single-family homes actually increased 3.5% to $1.139 million. Condos softened 1.5%, but they're still right around that $500,000 price point. Homes and condos saw more time on the market. For homes, they would sit on the market for an average of about 23 days. Condos take a lot longer. It's about 44 days on average, but there are many that have been sitting for about 6 months. So if you're in the market for a condo, there's a lot available. There's a lot to look at. Single family homes, the markets are quite different depending on which side of the island you're interested in. Ewa Beach tends to be more of a softer neighborhood just because of the amount of inventory that's available. However, homes are still selling there at about 98% list to sales price. Waianae, or the Waianae Coast, is probably going to be your softest single family home market. Hawaii Kai, East Honolulu, Kailua, those continue to be high demand neighborhoods, Kailua especially, Kaneohe as well. However, it's when homes that are completely renovated and turnkey, those are the ones that overperform the market. Single family homes that are single level, homes with pools, as long as the house itself is fully renovated, those will outperform the market. Kaneohe, as long as the home is fully renovated, it's going to outperform the market. But if a home is priced right in that $1.1 million price point, there's a lot of buyers for those single family homes. And more of this seems to be continuing as we've started 2026. Now, just today, 18 hours after President Trump ordered Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to purchase mortgage bonds, we've seen the market react. And interest rates are currently in the 5s. And we've been saying, gosh, interest rates need to just be in the 5s for there to be a little bit more momentum in the market. And we're already seeing it. 2026 is anticipated to pick up. We're feeling the momentum already. They're saying in 2026, especially when the Fed chair changes, we'll potentially see rates come down. So I don't know, as Koa and I always say, the timing as far as you getting into the market or making any sort of moves is really contingent upon your own personal tolerance, upon your own personal situation. But at the same time, just know that we love it when interest rates come down. But when interest rates come down, typically prices also go up and we see more competition in the market. So if we can help you ready yourself for purchasing or selling this year, get in touch with us. Here's something that was new for 2025. There was a new fireworks law, or rather they were going to enforce the fireworks law to the tune of $25,000 if you were caught with illegal fireworks. Also prison time, and you could also be charged with a felony. But I'm pretty sure Yasu's gonna show some B-roll of the fireworks. The law really worked, kind of like the law that says marijuana is illegal in Hawaii. Across the street from me is the HMSA building. That's health insurance, one of the largest employers here in the state of Hawaii and also one of our main health insurance carriers. Big news there, HMSA just joined forces with Hawaii Pacific Health. They'll be operating a bit more like a Kaiser, so there's gonna be like the in-network thing. I don't know, I've never been a Kaiser person. I was briefly an HMSA person. I'm a UHA person, which is one of the other medical insurance companies here, and it'll be interesting because Hawaii Pacific Health is one of our main networks for doctors and hospitals, so this union could shake things up quite a bit. More information on that if we happen to get it, but that's pretty big news. The cool thing about the location of the park on Keʻeaumoku, going back to this condo building, is that with this Midtown Eats food hall, people who work at HMSA now have more options as far as things to eat. So I'm pretty sure we'll see a lot of the employees from there just walking across the street to eat lunch. Okay, here's something new for 2026. Governor Josh Green implemented the green tax. I think that's what it's official. Oh, the green fee, and I'll just read it here. It's a new climate impact tax, Act 96, implemented this year, 2026, adding 0.75% to the already high transient accommodations tax, or otherwise known as TAT, for hotels and rentals, raising the base to 11%, and for the first time applying it to cruise ships as well. This is supposed to fund environmental stewardship, climate resiliency, sustainable tourism, with legal challenges delaying full cruise ship enforcement. Now, this is very welcome by a lot of the community. There's been a little bit of kind of loud backlash as well from locals, just because there's no distinction between who stays in a hotel. So even if we as Kama'aina, as locals, go and stay on the neighbor island in a hotel, we are also going to be charged this higher tax. So I don't know how you would manage that. I don't really have an opinion about it. I'm just stating, just what the reaction has been from the community. I know in the beginning when this was being talked about, it was kind of welcome, just because a lot of spots in Hawaii, secret spots and waterfalls and just things have gone viral with regards to getting too close to the monk seals or touching the turtles. And we've said stuff about this on this channel, and we totally stand by kind of just respecting the environment. Whether or not this new tax is going to lend itself to truly bringing resiliency to our climate and our environment remains to be seen, but that's new for 2026. Little more on tourism. Bill 9 has gone into effect on Maui. Short-term rentals are completely banned. Have to fact check this, but I'm hearing that it will be enforceable in 2 years. So that may or may not shake up Maui real estate. We have been talking to some Maui buyers that are looking to relocate from there to here recently. Whether or not that has anything to do with it, they haven't completely said, but I have to believe that it is starting to motivate people to put their real estate interests elsewhere and to come looking over here on Oahu. And we've said before too that there are nuances to owning real estate on the neighbor islands and on Oahu, and typically people that are looking to move from there to here are interested in the economy, they're interested in the healthcare, they're interested in just the variety of restaurants and the conveniences of living on Oahu. But yeah, short-term rentals, no more on Maui. Okay, back to Oahu, this is something interesting. The owner of Kaʻeaumoku Ranch over in Wailua was granted a use permit to be able to build a gondola up to Mount Ka'ala. Well now, I don't know, there's some pushback from the city on that. A lot of local people aren't so happy about it. So we'll let you know if anything else develops about that. And here's something kind of sad. So DFS, otherwise known as duty-free shopping, is closing in Waikīkī. This just tells you where Japan tourism is. It's really been down. It doesn't seem like our Japanese tourists are coming back in the forces that they were here like in the 90s or in the early 2000s. And DFS closing is certainly a casualty of that. In the commercial real estate world, Alexander Baldwin just partnered, merged, or was bought out, something like that, by Blackstone to the tune of $2.3 billion. This affects Turtle Bay, it affects Grand Wailea, it affects Hilton Hawaiian Village, as well as a lot of grocery and just community shopping centers, one in particular being in Kailua where the Whole Foods and the UFC gym is. So kind of sad to see that, but at the same time, very interesting, especially on the heels of President Trump saying that big entities have no business buying residential real estate. So could that be the reason why there's been such a shift towards commercial real estate? We don't know. In really good news, the Rainbow Warriors are finally good.
He'll look to throw. He's going to the end zone. Seneca makes the catch!
It was awesome. It was like 35-31, something like that. Yasi will pull up the graphic. He just nodded, so I must be right. Obviously, I'm not super duper into football, but I'm excited when our hometown team wins. And Timmy Chang is the head coach. Timmy Chang is a local guy, and it's just so exciting to see our boys doing well and to be able to get excited about the Rainbow Warriors. And finally, we've made our way into the Midtown Eats food hall, which is a welcome addition to this neighborhood, already known for having great food. You've got a bar behind me, which is pretty cool. I have to say that I don't know of many condo buildings in Honolulu that have kind of like their own bar. Of course, it's open to the public as well. Speaking of food places around condos, Jinya, which is at the Waiea building in Ward Village, just closed. That space, for some reason, just can't seem to make it. Prior to that, it was Nobu, and that closed like during COVID. A lot of food places are having a hard time finding their footing there. But here in this food hall, my opinion of it is that this is really going to work, especially with the nearby businesses. And again, the reputation of Keʻeaumoku being a great place for food. Don Quixote too has an interesting kind of awesome, locally loved food court. And that's kind of what this reminds me of, but in an elevated way. You've got Soul Chicken. We've got a place for lobster rolls. Oh, Feast. Feast is a great place. King Thai cuisine. We've got Mexican food, which I always talk about Mexican food, how we just lack it on Oahu, but this is Surge's. This is a great place. Hi. I'm gonna treat myself to a gelato. Oh, more food facts. I talked about Jinya. Hoku's restaurant at the Kahala Hotel, which was a real mainstay, a great place for brunch and just nice dining, is closing, but Alan Wong's is going to replace that. So that's a real welcome addition to that neighborhood. And nice to see Alan Wong's in business again, because they went out of business actually in COVID. And Alan Wong is a world-renowned chef, certainly one of our favorite local chefs. So it'll be nice to see that restaurant open. Time for gelato. Okay, this is the sweet and tangy, which is lilikoi and, oh my gosh, what was the, oh, yogurt. This would be dangerous if I lived in this building. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with us for What's Happening Hawaii. With Dwell Hawaii, once again, I'm Mila Gibson-Bandman. If there's anything we can do for you with regards to real estate, you can get in touch with us at info@dwellhawaii.com. If you found value in this video, we would love for you to give us a like as well. Thanks so much for watching.